Welcome back to Dishonored, the Brigmore Witches. So to get the continuity of the next level, I reloaded the game to the start of the level. I did the purchasing as required, and I'm not sure if I did the same things that I had bought, but I didn't get the sunken crate. Filled up the ammunition, bought a few rewire tools, and should be good to go.
The textile mill used to run off a water wheel before the canal went dry. It started up again recently, and whatever the Hatters did to get it working has enraged the dead eels. They're fighting in the streets.
We got here first!
Bring out the geezer!
We've been here 8 years! We ain't leaving!
When's your old man coming out to fight?
We've been making something for you, little eels!
What's the matter? Too much knitting to do?
Crawl back to the river! You ain't a real gang! You're just a bunch of mudlarks!
Come on and fight! Or are you too busy making dresses?
Somebody get over here!
Bastard!
I do not object to them fighting amongst themselves. I would like to go up on that lamp though. But we can get up on this roof instead. At this level I don't remember whatsoever, so this is going to be interesting.
Huh? Is that...
Gotta keep my eyes open.
Okay, so that guy looks vulnerable. And indeed he is. This guy looks vulnerable.
Huh?
And she saw me. Delicious. There we go. The streets have been cleared. And they are now safe. Or not. I find it a bit amusing that there's a Obey the City Watch sign in an area that clearly is no longer under the jurisdiction of the City Watch. Drapers. I think the higher ground is always useful. How did they get that under their control? And are you telling me that this thing can be rewired? Oh no, that that was just the... Okay, corrupted charm, witch's skin. When taking damage, your mana is drained before your health, but mana does not regenerate. That's horrible. But we do want the sapphire.
Come and get me. Or won't your mommy let you?
You guys take orders from Trimble now, is that it? A nurse? You gonna teat on him?
Hatter! Now and forever!
I'll cut you up like a slaughterhouse whale. You hear me?
Are you missing something, little eels?
I got a little something for you. Might burn a little, though.
Drive her back into the river!
Drapers' ward is our place now.
Somebody
Step
get
on your
over
own
here!
blood.
Please! Somebody give me a hand!
Thought I'd be all soft and weepy, didn't you? Huh? Dead.
Well, looks like this River Eels gang is taking the upper hand here. The question is that arc thing. I probably can take out those guys with an explosive bolt. That leaves the arc pylon.
Smells rotten.
I'm not too... I don't like the arc pylons, they are really painful. Let's save and see if we can jump down here. Not sure if it's worth rewiring it, but I'm not sure how we can even get to the oil tank without the pull skill. So I'll jump here and rewire it. Arc pylon instructions. Evans, be cautious with this equipment. It is very delicate and requires a skilled touch to operate. It is also quite lethal, so if you do not follow the proper procedures, you will cease to exist in the wink of an eye. Acquiring this technology took a great deal of politicking and expense, so I repeat, do not be reckless with it. Once the system is set up and operational, we will never see a dead eel darkening our doorway. The mill will become an impregnable fortress. Report any technical issues to me. Nurse Trimble. It's a very bizarre name for a gang leader. This looks like a very nice and cozy shopping area. Once upon a time. How do we get up there? Like so. Back down here. I don't know what's shooting in here. Hidden rune, Abigail's gift. We need to go into the textile mill. Travel to the Drapers Ward River. I'm not sure why we need to go in there, but of course we will.
password system. The hatters are getting organized.
Ah, we need a password.
What's the password?
I seem to have forgotten it.
Nice try, River Rat. Get lost.
Okay, so we need to find the password then. Okay, so you guys are just standing and hanging out there.
Someone wants to get kicked in the gut. A dead body. Smells
Yep.
like a sewer.
Seriously? And
That.
that's those people taken out of the equation. Not sure where we find the password, but oh, there are two of you up there. Well, you know, it might say boom. But they saw me. Ah. So standing there is not the best idea. Right. Let's take out this guy quietly. Not sure how I'm supposed to take out those guys. We will figure out a way though. It's probably too far down.
I wonder what it was doing down there in the mud. Fell off a boat?
Oh, safe. Boom. Boom indeed. Those rats. Let's get rid of them. All dead. But a new gang of rats appeared. I'm not too bothered with them at the moment. We'll go down here, and this safe requires a key. Request beads, room. And warning from an anonymous friend. Hello, friend. As instructed by your whalers, I have dredged this horrid thing up from the depths of the storm drains and placed it in the agreed-upon location in hopes that you and only you recover it. But be warned, poor fortune has followed me every step of the way since laying hands on this thing, and I'm overjoyed at the prospect of leaving it here and being done with it. May it treat you better than it has me. And if some unlucky local has stumbled upon this wicked bone, heed these 2 warnings. As I have said above, poor fortune will find you. But, more importantly, this is intended for delivery to the most dangerous man in the Empire. If you are in possession of something he wants, you may count your remaining hours on one hand. It's not too far off the mark. The rats seem to be ignoring me. Main pumping station. I'm just looking for a potential safe key for that safe. Grenade. Nope. Let's get out of the canal. The question now is, where do we find the password for that door? This book we've read before. Sleep darts, we don't need that. There seems to be many useful things up there though. Bolts. Now that's something I'm not going to say no thank you to. Also there seems to be a... it's just food. So there is an entrance here. Oh, yes there is. Granny's wedding recreation. Bring a man to represent my black-eyed groom. Fetch a woman to represent me in my youth. Lay them together in the eternal circle, a wedding band to bind them placed on the silver tray. Do this for me, dearie, and I'll give you a wedding gift. Granny. A dangerous experiment. I've come across some old writings that hint at a bizarre ritual, and I'm going to use it to prove to you once and for all that all of this mystical stuff is just superstition. When I get back from my mission in the sewers, we'll do this. But there's a trick. You'll need a bride. Ha! Near as I can tell, she doesn't even need to be willing. She doesn't even need to be awake. By the outsider's eyes, I don't even think she needs to be alive. So you go secure a bride if you can, and I'll officiate this mock wedding. Doesn't sound promising. Machinery repurposing guide. 7. Rejigger mounting and unmounting. Remove the cover over the primary gear and set it aside. Remove the primary gear and replace it with a secondary gear from the alternate drive system. Manufacture and place dual counterbalance weights along the alternate drive system axle and unlink the damping coils at both ends. Remove and set aside the slide arm from the rejigger support. Open the slide arm piston shaft and remove pistons. Reshape the slide arm pistons to the shorter specifications and reapply lubricant before closing the housing. Install the elongated slide arm into the rejigger support. Adjust the reverse spacer bolt at the junction between the alternate drive system axle and the new elongated slide arm until the interval suits the new application. Okay. That sounds legit to me. Okay, I think I have to sneeze. Indeed, I had to. So, that password. Maybe we have to go into the other base before we get the password. I thought I heard this thing go. PYLON control box key. Well, that's full. Okay. As I said, I don't remember this level whatsoever, so I have absolutely no clue. There's a note or something on the door here. Out of business notice. To my loyal customers, I've done my best to provide a provisioning service to you even after all the decent citizens have abandoned Drapers' ward. But now it is clear that there is no livelihood for me here now, and that association with you all will eventually cost me my life. To those who have never wronged me, I suggest you take your business to Jerome. He can be found in a second-floor apartment just a stone's throw away from here, next to Millinery Canal. His prices will climb now that I'm gone, but he seems like a fair enough man. For those who have harassed me, stolen from me, and driven me from my home, I hope you suck on the barrel of a City Watch pistol someday. I'm sure you all will all meet violent and unhappy endings. Goodbye, Mr. Mitchell, Mitchell's Marketplace. New note. Okay, so there's an apartment somewhere overlooking the riverfront. I don't want to be in.
Come and get me. Or won't your mommy let you?
Their way, wherever they were going. I had absolutely no clue where those guys came from. But as long as you're walking down there all by yourself... That might be Jerome. We don't really have anywhere to link to. Well, it's too far away. I need to get rid of the guards up there, though. I would have helped if it stood still. Like so.
Where are you? Someone's about to get shanked.
Sure.
It's just a matter of time, buddy.
You won't find me walking around up there.
Where'd you run off to? Where'd you run off to? Run and hide, you coward.
Okay, so there's one guard left up there. I wonder. So, just above his head. And there we go. That means those two are out of the way. The question still remains, though. How do we get over to the other side of the river? And get up there? It seems to be too high. It's too far away. Can get up there though.
How did it pass me by? All the others down with the sickness.
I'm gonna save the game. Ah, Jerome. He has a key that I want.
Welcome to the Drapers Ward Salvage and Resale, or the Black Market if you'd prefer. It's Daud, right? Recognized your face from the posters. Not that I'd ever say anything to anyone, believe me. I'd be happy to have you for a customer.
What are you selling?
Tell me what strikes your fancy.
OXRUSH flower. Well, since we can buy it, I assume we need it. Jerome search for OXRUSH. Hello, Griff. That's a familiar name. That's the guy who was the black market vendor in the main campaign. I hope your business is going well. If you're interested, I have a little business proposal for you. The canal here in Drapers Ward has been dry for some time now. Enough time for the prized OXRUSH to take bloom in the mud. None of the ruffians patrolling this area know how special the flower can be, so I have no competition in harvesting them, but none of the alchemists or natural philosophers that can use them frequent this district anymore. Perhaps I can send you some bunches of OXRUSH to peddle, for a commission of course, and I can help you tap into an ammunition market here in Drapers Ward. The gangs have gone into full-scale war, so demand is high. Let me know your thoughts. Jerome. bone charm. Scavenger, we don't need that. A note from ABIGAIL AMES. Daud, accept this as a small token of my appreciation for the work we did together in Rothwild's place. My sources say that this is the sort of thing you would go out of your way to find. May it protect you, or empower you, or whatever these things do. I hope we find ourselves on the same side of a course in the future. You are a great ally. AA, aka ABIGAIL AMES. Okay, so he's friendly then. Let's close the door. Get up here. Those people seem to be severely deaded. Complaints from a dead eel guard. This post is awful. I almost broke my neck getting up here. And all day the hatters keep taking shots at me like I'm some kind of carnival game. This morning I saw some lady up on the glass roof across the canal and it kind of has me worried. I think she looked right at me. How did she get up there? Are the hatters recruiting ladies now? Anyway, since she's been up there I can barely make out this thing she left behind. Can't tell what it is from here, but come nightfall I might just climb up there and have a look. Gotta be wary of that arc pylon they set up down there. If they have that kind of gear, we're just outmatched. I wish Lizzie was back. She'd get us out of this. That probably was the bone charm we found. So here's the history of Drapers' Ward. This chapter will focus on the once lavish Drapers' Ward. Before the reign of the Caledorn dynasty, the locale held none of the prestige that it has so recently enjoyed. Drapers' Ward was once a simple manufacturing hub for fabrics and textiles, exporting raw weaves to all corners of the empire. Water-driven mills turned day and night to meet the needs of the rapidly expanding cloth industries. For decades, Drapers' Ward supported a modest trade until key manufacturers began relocating factories to Sorkonos and Morley. The price of labour in these places was much lower, and the limited availability of Dunwall riverfront property, which was required to turn the mills, made expansion of operations impossible. At the end of this period, declining production and abandoned factories created an opportunity for a new generation of skilled and ambitious industrialists. A loose confederation of clothing merchants, including such luminaries as Percy Oliver, Agatha Chesney and Mortimer Hatt, established a new model of business. High-end clothing that was designed to appeal to Dunwall's elite, sold at a substantial markup. The best sartorial designers from across the empire were lured to the boutiques of Drapers' Ward, where they found themselves freed from the need to solicit patrons. In fact, they were elevated to high society, courted and pampered. The powerful and influential began to frequent the new Drapers' Ward, paying any cost to be seen in the latest styles. The district was wildly successful. Extravagant wealth and luxury among the proprietors and designers became the norm. But not all was glamour and fun. Reinventing Drapers' Ward was an expensive project, and investigations into the sources of capital funding this revitalization often led to dead ends. It was commonly whispered that Mortimer Hatt had been a ruthless gang leader in his early years, and it was a very poor secret among the City Watch that he still commanded a private army of hardened men that would protect his interests. A terrible truth emerged over time. While the designers and merchants held court in exclusive boutiques, the mills and factories that produced the clothing were houses of suffering and abuse. Despite the coin generated by their business, the workers who stitched the garments never took part in the flow of wealth. Instead, Hatt's men enforced brutal working conditions on them. As this corruption intensified, with violence occasionally spilling out into the open streets, the well-to-do declined further invitations to shop at the boutiques. Business fell precipitously, and now with rumours of a plague looming on the horizon, the golden age of Drapers' Ward may soon be at an end. And indeed, so it has come to. Is there no guards down here? That surprises me, actually. I can hear someone. Ah. The dressmaker's studio. Oh, he has a doll. A note from Lady Boyle. My dearest friend, my costume ball will require 3 tailored outfits that are perfectly matching except for color. We are going to play a game with our guests, you see. I am saddened to hear of your deteriorating hands and the hard times on which you have fallen, as you were my first choice to craft these costumes. I will mention your physical difficulties to my doctor at the party. Perhaps he can be of some service to you. Farewell, Waverly Boyle. Now, before we just go ahead and loot this apartment, I think that we actually want to reload in case this guy has anything useful to say to us. Oh, of course, we had to go all the way back here. I still want your key.
Half the city's dead. Welcome to the Drapers Ward Salvage and Resale, or the Black Market if you'd prefer. It's Daud, right? Recognized your face from the posters. Not that I'd ever say anything to anyone, believe me. I'd be happy to have you for a customer.
What are you selling?
The best of Drapers Ward, all for sale.
Yeah. Buy a few of those. That. There we go. He has a coin lying there. And let's nab the stuff in here. We've already read all of this, so I'll just leave that be.
All these rats crawling all over every.
Save close to the door. Jump up here.
Crawling all over everything.
We read this and we read that. Now save the game. I didn't get those coins the last time, so that's good. At least one benefit of having to reload. Now, this guy.
I can... Who are you? Are you with her?
With her?
Delilah. Are you with her? No, but you don't have any roses.
What can you tell me about Delilah?
I used to make clothing for the Caldwins, you see. I adored them, especially young, precocious Emily. She was such a delight. Did you ever meet the Empress? She was so special. And I was able to count her among my friends. I had a lock of hair from young Emily, a keepsake given to me by the family when my hands grew too stiff and clumsy to work the needle. I have treasured it so.
And Delilah?
She visited me here. Such a surprise to see her, all grown up. So serious. Did you know she was once a playmate of Jessamine's? Before she was Empress, when they were both little. I thought it was a cordial visit at first, but it turned frightening.
What happened?
She made things come out of the shadows, long and grasping. I can still feel the cold on my neck. I sound mad, don't I? Perhaps I am. She questioned me and left me propped in the corner like a bolt of cloth. I couldn't move for 3 nights while she made the horrid markings you see now. Then she stole my only keepsake. My lock of hair from dear, sweet Emily. Ah, Emily, where are you? Damn that Corvo. And damn Delilah.
Yeah, it was the right decision not to kill him. These definitely are drawings made by Emily. We read the note. Grab the coins. Now I need a bride. The only way I can think of to get a bride is to actually knock her out. Otherwise she'll just disappear. Save the game. Yeah, I'm not in stealth mode. What? Interesting bug. I mean, I guess it was the barbed wire that killed me, but still. Where did they come from?
I can smell you. Pissed your trousers, didn't you?
No, I didn't. Okay, so the question now is, did that reload spawn a whole bunch of new guards? What is this? A coin. Let's dump her there. That's a bride. And this guy seems to have seen better days. Yeah, well, let's just leave the rats to their feasting. Then we have a groom. I don't know where that guard ended up. But we do need a wedding ring. There you are. Did any more of you randomly appear? But if any of them had appeared down here, they would surely be dead. Anyways, I think that this is a good spot to end the episode. We'll try to go to the riverfront, I think, in the next episode. So, thank you all so very much for joining me, and I will see you all next time.